kind of goes up and down really. So the work that I did that you had in the exhibition, that was like the first lockdown. So that felt really something different. The work that I made was different to the work that I usually make. It kind of, yeah, good days and bad days really. I'm involved with another group, and it's a drawing sort of research group. So we've been meeting regularly and doing stuff online. If we couldn't all be together, we'd try and Zoom in or record stuff and then respond to the recorder, you know. So there was lots of different interactions with each other. So we'd already started sort of the work, the process, and then yeah, it was about adapting it to make it suit the situation we all find ourselves in now. So I quite enjoy making large installations. So obviously the ambition of my ideas has had to shrink. Lots of my work involves the use of paper, so lots of paper folding and making stuff from waste paper. I've gone back to maybe a way of working that I was using maybe say 2 or 3 years ago, which is much more 2D pattern making involving text, quite repetitive, but my way of working is that. For me anyway, my experience is that even when I think I've moved away from something, when I properly look back at what I've been doing, I'm actually still in the same area. But maybe, so it's like a spiral. So I'm dealing with the same things, but maybe I'm in a slightly different place than I was before. So it's not even a revisiting, because it's not a conscious thing, but it is this spiral. I really like what happens to the work, that you can change the scale of it or lay it on the floor, and I quite like that I kept falling off the edge of this space. I was really impressed that the garage had cavity wall. So I thought that was fantastic. Why has it got cavity wall? My little figure, who's actually standing on the table, really like him, huge. Then the one with the pawns on the checkered board there was multiples, which made sense because of the type of image that it was, and the colour was fantastic. I haven't had my work in a space that dynamic in that way. Obviously, it's given me some ideas of maybe, you know, what is possible. The spaces that work is experienced in doesn't have to replicate the white cube thing. So it's not something I'd ever considered before. Yeah, as a member of the audience, it was a really great experience as well. I think it will change things, yeah, definitely. In that, certainly the working with other artists and the potential for working like via Zoom. It might just be that we're present in this space, but we're working on our own thing. And I think those sorts of experiences will remain. And the great thing is that you can have people from all over the world there, and you're all together at the same time, which is really opened up a lot of things. Because there was, in one of these webinars, somebody spoke about is it ambient co-presence? So it's when you are linked like we are, but you're not in the same space, but you are kind of keeping some sort of communication going, but you're not fully aware because it's not in exactly the same physical space that you're in. And so your sensitivities are slightly different. You know, your senses focus differently. And that invariably does, you know, affect the work that you make. There's huge potential there, even within a gallery, an actual gallery space, to then have this other experience within it. And I just love the idea behind, you know, the lockup, the kind of thinking behind why you sort of started. It's such a good idea. It's opportunities which, you know, aren't in the mainstream white cube type galleries. I think, you know, the more varied all of that can be and the experiences for audiences, the better, really.